Hey, Battle Bill here with another video, and today we're going to get some more Premier Cup Go Bad League battles. Well, my quest to rank 10 is continuing. As you saw in the last video, I ended with the rating of 29.92. So a 3-2 set should be enough to get me to the elusive rank 10 and complete my Season 2 journey. Am I able to get it in this video? We're gonna find out. I'm sticking with the same Garchomp, Snorlax, and Metagross team. I've been having a lot of success with it. I highly recommend this team, especially as I've continued to use it more and more. I definitely suggest running the Snorlax with Outrage, and it's definitely a team with more strengths and weaknesses, which is why I'm having success with it. So we're going to jump into these battles. I got a nice exciting set for you guys. Let's find out if I was able to clinch that 3-2 set that should get me to rank 10. Getting into these battles, we already know the team, we already know a majority of the plays, so these matches will be sped up. Getting into the first battle, we're going up against Karen Portal. Hopefully she doesn't call the manager on me to get one of my wins taken away. I need a win really badly right now, Karen. Please, please, please don't do that to me. Either way, I got a Garchomp on a Gyarados lead here, and this Gyarados is running Dragon Breath, so it's a bit of a problem. So what my plan here is I'm going to throw the Outrage of the Gyarados, either get the shield, do a solid chunk. I'm going to overfarm a little bit, and I'm going to try and catch a move on my Snorlax. Caught it. Awesome. Crunch is going to land on the Snorlax here. And we're going to see what their play is going to be now that I've pulled that swap. They swap into a Haxorus, and man, can this thing go to work. Counter deals super effective damage to Snorlax. It's got Dragon Claw, which would be super effective against Garchomp. It's got Night Slash, which would be super effective against Metagross. Haxorus is a problem for my team. So at this point, I go all the way up for the Outrage because I want to one-shot it, since it's such a problem, and get it out of my way. So I'm throwing this Outrage. They decide to shield. So as much as I have shield advantage here, which looks great, Haxorus is still putting in work, and it's got leftover energy. So I'm going to bring in the Metagross here. I'm going to hope I can get to a Meteor Mash and take out its remaining health, but I know it has a lot of energy. I know it has Night Slash. I'm going to shield it in a second. Now I'm going to shield it. And then I decide to pull a swap because I really don't want to use both of my shields here. I'd rather sack my Garchomp and let it eat this Dragon Claw because Metagross is going to have to be my saving grace. It'll have a little bit of a better matchup against the Gyarados and hopefully the other Pokemon in the back. The other issue here is I over-farmed, not realizing how quickly Haxorus can get to the charge moves. So we CMP tie here, and I end up having to use a shield anyway, which was a huge mistake on my part. And then the worst part is because I overfarmed, we CMP tied, I couldn't even commit to a farm down, which is what I should have done essentially at that point. But it was a CMP tie, so I was stuck. So I'm waiting to see what my opponent's going to bring in. Ends up being the Gyarados, and because they shielded that Outrage earlier, I would need to get to 2 Meteor Mashes just to take this thing out. Karen's got a third Pokemon in the back, so Karen's here to ruin my party and beat me in the first match. Karen's always gotta ruin everything. Starting to ruin my set. I don't appreciate that, Karen. Karen clearly didn't get the memo. I need a 3-2 set here. You're not supposed to give me a loss in the first match, but it's okay. I've started sets like this before and still ended positive. We're going to bounce back. We're going to focus on the second match, and our opponent is great pronunciation, right? I know, I'm stellar with it. Another Garchomp on Gyarados lead. We're going to see a quick move, ends up being Dragon Breath. We're going to try and do the exact same thing we did in the first match. So, going for the Outrage here. This will either get the shield or do a chunk of the Gyarados' health. So let's wait for the Outrage to go through. It does a chunk of the Gyarados' health. Now I'm going to swap, and I'm going to try and catch a Crunch. Did not catch it this time, which is a bit of an issue. So now I'm worried this is a Hydro Pump, and I don't really want to sack my Snorlax, so I shield. But my opponent throws a Crunch and essentially baits me, which is unfortunate. They bring in their own Snorlax to match mine, and I'm at a shield disadvantage, so my plan here is to just throw as many Body Slams as possible and take as many Body Slams from them as I have to. And if they go for superpowers, then be my guest. That's fine with me also. So, going for another Body Slam here. I've beaten them to the second one, so essentially that means they just got a bunch of energy. I'm curious to see how they want to play it out. I still got to worry about the Gyarados in the back, but not as badly now that I landed that Outrage, because Metagross can essentially try and come in and bullet punch it up a bit. It might cost a shield, because it'll get to the Crunch, but at least it's in a better range to take down than in the last match. So my opponent threw another body slam there. I decided to swap because my switch timer's up, and I'm hoping that I can essentially get to this outrage, but then they swap because I was going to bait and I went for the Sand Tomb. So they're bringing in the Gyarados again, and I land the Sand Tomb on it, which I don't mind because the health is really low. Now the defense is lowered. I can go for another Sand Tomb, and this will either force the shields or take out the Gyarados. It forced the shield, which I'm totally cool with. We get a little bit of lag, which I'm not cool with. We lagging some more, which is stressing me out. I just want to get to another Sand Tomb, and I'm clicking the Sand Tomb, and you're going to notice something. I'm just clicking, we're just sitting here, we're just lagging. I feel like I'm going to get Dragon Breath down any second, so I pull down my drop-down menu. I know I do it at some point. There we go. I turn off my Wi-Fi, and I hope that the game starts to work like it's supposed to. And luckily, my Garchomp did not go down, and I was able to get to the Sand Tomb because I was clicking that for the longest. Take out the Gyarados, and that works out for my favor. I should have gotten to the Sand Tomb though, so it's not like I got any advantage there. It's just I didn't get screwed, thankfully. So Snorlax is back in. I bring my Snorlax in. I'm going for the body slam here. We're now even on shields, and I essentially made them waste a shield because that Gyarados didn't do anything other than get my Garchomp pretty low, but it didn't even get off its extra energy. They're throwing another charge move here. Ends up being another body slam. We're both around the same amount of health now. So it's all, this match is essentially going to rely on my last Pokemon against their last Pokemon. And honestly, I was surprised I even got to this body slam. Let's see if it takes it out. It takes out their Snorlax, and I'm ready to just swap, and they have a Metagross also. So we got a Metagross on Metagross matchup here. We're pretty even on energy because I swapped as quick as I possibly could. So this is all going to fall on who baits who and who can land the Earthquake. So I go, even though it's an obvious bait, I go for the bait here. I get their shields. Awesome. Now, I can't take any chances. Now that I pulled that bait, I gotta shield this. And I just gotta hope that I can somehow outpace him to the Earthquake, because I will win a CMP tie since my Metagross has higher CP. So I do somehow get to the Earthquake before them. That might have been a CMP tie. Maybe I swapped just like so quickly that they really didn't get an extra bullet punch, which worked out nicely, and I am able to take the second match of this set. So 1-1, 3-2, still in sight. So Karen might have ruined our first match, but she will not ruin this set. Nobody stopped me from rank 10. Getting to this third match, I'm not pronouncing that one. That's just a bunch of letters and initials and the number 93. And then I run into a poor lead, and I got Garchomp on Togekiss. So, you know, Karen can't stop me, but, you know, the matchmaking system can. Go for the immediate swap. I bring in my Snorlax, and they decide to leave in their Togekiss, and it's because I'm assuming they have their own Snorlax in the back, and they want to give it an advantage by charming me up. So I overfarmed a tiny bit, land the body slam, continue to lick, and they leave in their Togekiss a little bit longer. So I'm getting really confused. So I'm like, you know what? If you want your Togekiss to go up against my Snorlax, that's totally cool with me. If you have a Dragonite in the back for my Garchomp, I'd much rather my Garchomp go up against your Dragonite, but now they swap to the Snorlax. But that Togekiss has got to be pretty low at this point, and because I threw 2 charge moves, my switch timer is way ahead of theirs, which means my Snorlax can come out of this a lot sooner than theirs can, and it's going to be stuck, which actually gives my Garchomp an opportunity to have more play in this matchup. So they're throwing a charge move here. This will most likely be a body slam. Yeah, it's a body slam. It's not going to take me out, so I go for the immediate swap. I bring in my Garchomp, and we're even on shields, and I'm probably going to have to take a charge move to the face. I'm expecting this to be a body slam, so I'm not going to shield it. Ends up being an outrage, so my expectation was way wrong, but it's okay. Your Snorlax wants to have outrage. I will match your outrage with an outrage of my own. I speak sentences, I promise. Landed it, which is awesome. We're even on shields here, and I was hoping I can get to the Sand Tomb, but you know what? I'm cool with it. I'll let my Garchomp go down to this body slam, because now the Snorlax is in farm range, and I brought in the Metagross, right? I brought in the Metagross to farm it, and their last Pokemon's Excadrill, and all my effort didn't matter. So even with these 2 shields, I go for the Earthquake, because I'm just like, why not? Maybe there's the hope and a prayer out there, but there's not. They shielded it, and they're just gonna mud slap me down. I was debating switching, but honestly, Snorlax is practically dead. This entire match is over. I'm not gonna throw my charge move. It wasn't making a difference. Very unfortunate way after all that effort I put in the beginning of the match. But you know what? We're 1-2, 3-2, still possible. So we're getting this next match up against Kevin Williams 13. And the algorithm kind of messed with me in the last one. algorithm is helping me out in this next one. I got a Garchomp on a Magnezone lead. I will take that. They swap in a Snorlax. The play is throw the Sand Tomb, then go to my Snorlax to make sure I keep switch advantage, or at least try my best to keep switch advantage, so I can line up my Garchomp with their Magnezone in the end game. So, last match, didn't get a good lead. This match, got a good lead. Match is off to a pretty good start. We're going to trade some body slams, maybe a potential superpower on their part. There's no way I'm throwing an Outrage at their Snorlax, and I'm just hoping that this match stays as positive as it's looking, so I can bounce back, go 2-2, and this can all fall on the 5th match of the set. So I throw that body slam, and now we're licking away. They're going for another body slam here. I'm not going to shield her. They're going for another charge move. I don't even know if it's a body slam. Ends up being a body slam. And I'm going for my own body slam here. This Snorlax matchup, I've played it way more times than I prefer. It's a bunch of body slam spam swaps, and then they swap their Magnezone back in, and I'm like, switch timers up, get Garchomp in. Swapped right in the charge move. So once they swapped, I was eyeing that bottom right corner. I was like, I gotta get my Garchomp in. I can't throw my Snorlax's energy. And I caught a Wild Charge, which is even better, because now their defense is super low. Wild Charge is triple resisted, so it does no damage to Garchomp, and I'm just going to commit to a Mud Shot down. They'll go for a Mirror Shot here, which I'm cool with. I'll take a few of those, and I will get myself all the way to 100 energy on my Garchomp. Now the question is what they decide to bring in. I'm waiting, I'm checking that top right corner to see what they're going to decide to bring in. And they go with their Snorlax, and I throw the Outrage, completely forgetting where that Snorlax's health is. Waste of energy. Really just need the Sand Tomb, and I could have Mud Shot down. But they have a Dragonite in the back, and I'm like, you know what? We're 2 shields apiece. I can either force their shield by going for the Outrage, or I can just one-shot the Dragonite. I almost one-shot the Dragonite. Did my attack get debuffed? I could have swore that Outrage should one-shot. One of those mirror shots probably debuffed my attack. Either way, once they saw the Metagross and the Outrage, they knew they had no chance. And now we're 2-2 in the set. 3-2. Still got a chance. I need this 3-2 so badly. It's gonna get me to rank 10. It just is. I'm hoping for another positive lead like the last match. We're going into the 5th match of this set, and I get a Garchomp on another Magnezone lead. This 3-2 is looking so positive. I'm 8 points away from rank 10. 8 points. A 3-2 typically gets you. It sways based on the matchmaking system and who you get matched with, but you can get about 10 points from a 3-2. So I'm really just hoping I can pull this one out. So they had swapped into their Dragonite, I swapped into my Snorlax, and this is why I want to have Outrage. They're going for a charge move. I'm expecting a bait. A lot of Dragonites love to bait. Ends up being a Draco Meteor. That was no bait. I was trying to get to the Outrage, but my health got so low that just wasn't going to happen. So I throw a Body Slam here. I get the shield, so luckily they thought it was an Outrage, and now they're going to Dragon Breath me down, but at least I have shield advantage, and I can bring in my Metagross here. What I have to hope is that my Garchomp can essentially deal with the Magnezone and whatever their 3rd Pokemon is. So now I'm a bit concerned, because if their 3rd Pokemon is Togekiss, I don't have a great chance here. So I'm just committing to the farm down. They went for another Draco Meteor, which was kind of expected, because they overfarmed so much, and their Dragonite was almost down. Luckily I was able to shield it. They bring in their own Magnezone. I'm hoping they think this is an Earthquake so I can get that last shield from them. Got the shield. Awesome. Now I'm expecting there to be a Togekiss in the back, so I swap. I was trying to catch a charge move. I was right. There is a Togekiss in the back, but I still have play here. There's still a chance. All I need to do is just debuff their Togekiss as much as possible. I have a shield. They're going to charm me down, which is totally fine. I debuff them once. I'm going to commit to a Bullet Punch down and pretty much get... Oh, no, I didn't commit to the Bullet Punch down here. Usually I do, but they had so much health and I had so much energy, I would have been way above 100. Meteor Mash takes them out. And now I'm just hoping I can get to this Earthquake, because they need to throw 2 Wild Charges to take me out. We CMP tied. I didn't realize that Magnezone didn't have that much energy, because it seemed to take forever. I was expecting the first Wild Charge a lot sooner, and because we CMP tied, I was able to land this Earthquake to take out the Magnezone and clinch the 3-2. So that means I got rank 10, right? At this point, I'm feeling so good about myself, but I know that 3-2s don't always grant that many points. So I'm just anxious. I'm like, let me catch this Pokemon. Ends up being a Metagross, which is always the most annoying, one of the most annoying Pokemon. And that and Lapras are so annoying to catch from the GBL rewards. I'm trying to chuck this ball, but thankfully my buddy assisted me there. And I'm just like, come on, give me the right time. Are you serious? When that happened, I was speechless. I was 8 points away. 3-2 should have clinched me rank 10. You mean to tell me you took me up 7 points to 29.99? The amount of stress I endured for that 3-2, and I just barely pulled it out in those last 2 matches. And I got stuck at 29.99. Rip. So yeah, that happened. So if this YouTube title is a little clickbaity and a little misleading, I got trolled by Niantic, so I needed to troll you guys back. I hope you understand. Hopefully, tomorrow's video will be me clinching rank 10. Please continue to wish me the best of luck. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. One more subscriber heals my heart from the pain I had to endure from hitting that 29.99. Alright, I'm being super dramatic, but I appreciate you guys and everybody that's been supporting me in the comment section and rooting me on. This quest is not over. We're gonna hit rank 10. I can feel it, I can tell. I'm gonna do it. You gotta believe in yourselves, just like I'm believing in myself. Even after being trolled, I'm gonna keep pushing. I'll see you guys in the next video.